everyone.
What is going on, peeps?
This is episode 38
Yes, sir.
of the Snapcast podcast with your hosts, Brad O'Brien and Mike Cooley.
Welcome back.
This is a Magic the Gathering podcast where we talk about a whole bunch of magic and magic-related things right here with you folks. And, we're more geared towards the competitive Magic player with a casual interest in finance.
That was excellent, Michael.
I
Well
tried
done.
to deliver it more genuine that time. You know what I mean? Like like the dumbass that I am.
I think when you have to try to be genuine. No. Hey, thank you for being here with us. Thank you for listening or watching on YouTube. Please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Click that like button. Massage it gently with your finger.
Just a little poke.
That's how they maybe make little circles.
Just a little poke. Welcome, guys. Thanks so much for joining us, man. So, we're going to assume that you guys have seen
Holy.
the Zendikar Rising spoilers that have been released so far.
Yep.
Because if you haven't, are you really a Magic fan? Are you really a Magic fan?
How did you end up watching a Magic the Gathering podcast on YouTube or listening to a Magic the Gathering podcast on your phone?
That's my question.
If
But
you
wow.
are lost, you are welcome. Please hang out with us. You'll learn something.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, thank you to all the gals who's joining us and running down through these spoilers here. We're going to talk about some of these and some of the cool things that could be happening in the Magic world because of these new cards that they got coming out here.
Do you mean the Magic plane?
Yeah, the entire Magic plane. It's going to change the entire plane of existence for some formats. That's for damn sure, dude.
So in last week's episode, we watched that preview, that teaser trailer, and an interesting thing, we talked about, what is this flower that's in the teaser trailer? And we were trying to figure out what it meant or why it was important. That actually has shown up now. That card has been spoiled.
What? It has? I didn't even notice. Oh!
And Cooley's not even a big fan of it.
Oh my God!
Sorry. I'm going to twist your arm and say, let's talk about this card.
You pointed this card out to me, and I didn't even notice. That was the art right there. Holy cleansing wildfire. You guys seen this card yet? It's not bad. It's not bad.
Cooley is not impressed. He's not easily impressed, unless you're a blue 1-mana crab, but we'll get there.
I wouldn't say I'm not impressed. I like the card. I don't know. I'm not so sure about it yet. I have to warm up to it.
Okay, so Cleansing Wildfire, for those that haven't seen it, is a 1 and a red sorcery. Destroy target land. Its controller may search their library for a basic land card. Put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle their library. You draw a card. So it's 2 mana, destroy a land, draw a card. Your opponent, under most circumstances, will be able to fetch out a basic, as is the custom with most land destruction in the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing at turn 2, there's a pretty good chance they're going to fetch out a land.
Yep.
But the good thing about this, the part that I think is like the savior text of this card is draw a card.
Replaces itself.
Yeah, just the cantripping is pretty sweet there.
It's tempo. It's saying, okay, you're going to get a basic land tapped. So, and this is just going to replace itself. But against a Tron or somebody that's really counting on their lands, this is killer. And I didn't point out, this is a common.
Yeah. Legal in Pauper.
Yeah.
Like Tron is a big Pauper deck right there. This was, I mean, they had to print this at common. Because how many answers did you really have to Tron in Pauper? Not many.
I have no idea. I am not a Pauper picker.
I mean, me neither. But like, think about all the ridiculous cards out there that we kind of take for granted in Modern that deal with Tron.
Yeah.
Right? Like Alpine Moon, Blood Moon, Ghost Quarter, Field of Ruin, all uncommons or up.
Yep.
Like, no common existed before that could deal with Tron. And here you go. I feel like this was a direct gimme to the Pauper format right here. This is very good printing for sure.
So in the Game Citadel Facebook page, there was a thread about this card where people were giving their takes back and forth. And I had 2 quick takes, one of which got shut down immediately. One of them, though, was a Jeskai control build with 3 fairy that lets you play this at instant speed.
Oh my god!
So, instant speed land destruction for 2 mana is pretty good.
Didn't even think of that, man. That's really good.
Then I had this great idea that there are effects in Magic that will prevent your opponent from searching their library. Please keep in mind that Ashiok Dream Render is not one of those that will keep your opponent from searching your library if you force them to do it.
Right. And I mean, I figured, see, this is what I figured a lot of people would think about that card, is that you could have these effects that stop your opponent from searching their library. Mm-hmm. As soon as I saw this, I was like, people are going to start thinking about that. And while that is a cool thing, right?
Yeah.
That means that this card isn't happening until at least turn 3. Because, you know, if you're jamming out on a regular curve, because you're probably going to play the Leonin Arbiter on turn 2. Yep. And then jam this turn 3, which, yeah, draws you a card and destroys a land, maybe. Like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe. Maybe they didn't play anything on their turn 3 or their turn 2, and they can just pay for it and go searching. Like, you know, or, you know, if you have the Aven Mind Sensor, maybe they get it. Maybe they get a basic land in the top 4. I thought a lot of people would go there, and I don't think that's a reasonable line to go down. Like, if you're just, you know what I mean? There's far more efficient ways to destroy land. Like, look at...
What?
Yeah, man. Like,
literally than a 2-mana spell?
Well, no, I mean, this is like a Field of Ruin. Like, you know what I mean? You get hit with a
Field of Ruin costs 3.
And it sucks. Like, it sucks getting hit with a Field of Ruin when you're like, God damn it, I needed that land. But you're not, like, out of the game because someone destroyed one of your lands. You're like, all right.
Because
like,
it's just turned it into a different land, probably.
Unless it's, like, super late game. You know what I mean? And they're just like, yep, bam, blow that up. And you're like, well, I don't have any more basics. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, there you go. Like,
I mean, but this wants to hit Nazcon to the Sunken Ruin. This wants to hit a Cradle or a Cradle of Itlamok.
Or a drawn land.
Or a drawn land.
But I do like the fact, like I said, I think by the very least why this card is insanely cool.
Draws a card.
Those
3 little words have made so many questionable cards eminently playable.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
I mean, just think, if you have this in one of your decks, right? Like, let's say you try to make a land destruction out of, this card right here. You throw this in a land destruction deck, and you just draw it, and you're like, shit. Like, I don't need this. You're still wrecking any land. It's target land. It's not even non-basic.
Right.
Like, you can blow up a basic if you need to.
And in some decks where they may have fewer basics, you could run them out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just trying to zoom in here. I don't even remember this card being in Modern Horizons. I love this. OMG, why in the what is this pauper legal? Geomancer's Gambit, 2 and a red. Destroy target land. Its controller may search their library for a basic, put on the battlefield.
Same thing for 3 mana.
No, this doesn't have the tapped clause.
Ooh.
So talk about...
Whoa. That said tapped? Oh, my God.
Tapped.
Oh, my God. Yeah, now T3 Fairy makes that card sick.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I didn't notice the word tapped in there.
Yeah, that's cleansing.
Oh,
and
wow.
I wanted to start off today's episode with that because we went over that preview trailer video last week, and we were talking about what are they doing? Why are they showing us this flower? And everything starts shaking and blowing up. That was the Cleansing Wildfire coming.
Hell yeah, man.
Have you seen the actual trailer for this?
No.
Oh my goodness.
Is it good?
I wonder, am I gonna mess something up? Well, they have released the actual trailer, and it's interesting because I feel like there are some clues in this. We talked about the clues that you could pick out of the preview trailer.
Yeah.
But the actual trailer for the set, Zendikar Rising trailer, is pretty spicy.
I wonder if we're
going to have sound.
This will change Zendikar forever.
Blowing people up. So you haven't seen this yet either?
No, hell no, man. Look at this. They got some sort of hedron over there. I told you that we're bringing back Hedron Crab. Didn't I call it?
Careful.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about that.
I can tell. You're excited about that.
I'm so fired up.
But we talked about the Nahiri cards. This is Nahiri, and she's with a couple of
We need to leave. No!
She's in a party. You can remember that later.
I'm saying this is way too big for modern Magic. Okay,
I'm not. Anyway, let's all look at the royal in the background. Cooley needs to lay off the pumpkin head. So this has one of the things that people have said that they wanted back out of Zendikar. I'm going to turn this volume down a little bit. Is more of the Indiana Jones vibe. And they're literally in a temple stealing an ancient treasure in this trailer. And something is attacking them. Something is trying to stop them from...
Something that literally, like, anti-gravity bullshit going on right there. Did you see that? Stuff rising up. Like, that is the source of all of the anti-gravity on this planet right there.
The royal.
Yeah, that is... Ooh, man.
Nahiri showing off her powers a little bit.
She don't care, man.
So one of the cool things about this set is there is something called a party mechanic where some cards do different things if you have specific creature types in play.
Dude, this isn't the first time they've ever given nods to MMORPGs or even ARPGs in this game. So,
well,
shout out to Wizards. Nice job, guys.
In the announcement of upcoming sets, they're actually doing a D&D based Magic the Gathering set.
Ooh.
Have you seen that preview yet?
No, but you know what I have seen that they're doing in a secret layer, which I couldn't be happier about?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Have you guys seen it? They're doing a Walking Dead. They're doing a Walking Dead, too. Oh, my God. Yeah. Sign me up. Like
Bicycle Girl.
Oh, yeah, dude.
On
The zombie from the friggin' the
first
bicycle
episode.
Scene.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm so pumped.
I'm stoked.
Any of you guys Walking Dead fans out there, are you excited about this as I am? Holy, man. That's going to be sweet. Sign me up. I will definitely buy that from our local gaming store. Sign me up.
I don't think you can buy it from our local gaming store. You have to buy it from WotC.
Don't you say that.
Sorry, that's how the secret lair thing works.
Buying it on eBay.
Let's watch this a little bit more. So they're fighting the royal here. This guy thinks he's bad. Guess what? He's not. She thinks she's bad. So one of the things that I want to point out is this cool shield. And one of the things that they hadn't shown up until this point, this cool sword.
That's a sword of fire and ice right there, I guarantee it.
Is it?
I mean, maybe.
It kind of does have that look, doesn't it?
It really does, man. Like, it could go either way. Like, those runes can activate on there. It can just go either way.
Oh. What? So, whatever that was, she used it to stop the royal or the monster.
Zareth?
Stoneforge Mystic?
I thought you told me that was Nahiri.
What? Yeah, she probably is.
But they're
Let's be
core.
serious.
Right?
Oh my God.
What?
You just reminded me of some stuff, dude. These guys are cores.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Stoneforge Mystic is a core. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about all of this stuff.
She's realizing she doesn't necessarily want... So, for those of you that are listening, I should point out, you know, we have this trailer playing in the background.
Our chance.
This person realizes that maybe Nahiri doesn't have everyone's best interest in mind. Seems to be scared, is backing up, is trying to keep this ancient object, whatever this purple sphere is, away from her. But guess what? Nahiri can control
the Hedrons.
The Hedrons. They're made of stone.
She's such a Stoneforge Mystic.
I'm so sorry, Carrie.
Dude, I don't get it. Like, why was she scared of Nahiri there? She just... Oh, wow, yeah, now she killed her. She just pushed her off the cliff. Okay. I wasn't fully convinced about Nahiri being a bad guy just because she defended herself from a 30-foot tall fire monster over here. I wasn't convinced. I was like, look, she just took this friggin' thing out that was going to squash you, dude. That was like
that
Jace
doesn't make
something.
her a bad guy.
No, not at all. What was it? Did I miss that? Was I running my mouth? Why was she like, oh, I don't trust you, Nahiri? I'm gonna back away.
I think
because
because the other person in their party got killed.
Oh,
and
that's
so-
right. And she didn't. She was like, "I'll sacrifice the person in the party to kill this."
Yeah.
Dude, it's Magic the Gathering, man. Sometimes you got to make some sacrifices.
This is true.
So can I just say this?
Yes.
These guys are cores, right?
Yep.
What else have we noticed in these spoilers? There's another creature type, if you guys have been paying attention to it, that is super, super cool and has historically, like back in the day, these guys were friendly with cores. And I don't necessarily know if that's true in the storyline, but I know it's true in some combo decks. And that creature type is Cleric. Clerics and cores, in case you guys didn't know, they go way back, man.
Well, dude, so I mentioned the party mechanic, for lack of a better word. It's hard to describe as a mechanic, but to have a party, you have to have a warrior, a cleric, a rogue. What the hell am I
Was
missing?
it like elf or something?
No,
too,
I
right?
feel terrible. I thought I had this down in my head. What constitutes a party? Let's find a car.
You might have had
card.
it down in your head, but you didn't have it down after your pumpkin head.
This is true. Cleric, rogue, warrior, wizard. Jeez,
Yeah, of course it's wizard.
Of course it's wizard. Yeah, it's it's the sort of stereotypical D&D party.
That's so cool, man.
But you're talking about clerics. There are so many clerics in this set. There are so many wizards in this set. There are so many warriors in this set.
This is really cool. So, before we talk about some of these insane cards that could be really good with some of these new reprints, I gotta explain this combo. Because you guys are probably like, what is he talking about? Some people that know are like, yeah, I know where you're going. And some people are like, what the hell are you talking about, dude? So let me tell you about this combo.
Wait, what combo?
The combo with cores and clerics.
Okay.
The combo with cores and clerics. So back in the day, all right, I used to play vintage a lot with some stupid decks. I mean, stupid decks. Stover in our LGS would be proud, dude. I ran this deck that was centered around, and get ready to bring this up too. It was centered around this card called Daru Spiritualist. All right. So Daru Spiritualist is insane. It's a common, first of all, and it's got this nasty trigger ability. Like, and this trigger ability here, and we'll bring it up for you on camera here as well. But for those of you who are listening, it's a 2-mana 1/1, which isn't great, but it's a common. And its ability is whenever a cleric you control becomes a target of a spell or ability, it gets +0/+2 until end of turn.
Okay.
Nasty. I know that doesn't seem cool, but that is nasty. And here's why it's nasty is because it's every time it happens. It doesn't care how it happened. It just whenever it. And here's another piece of this little text here.
Okay, what's the combo?
It doesn't say from who. It doesn't care that your opponent does it. It doesn't care that you do it.
Yeah.
It just cares that it became the target. So, if you guys remember those classic core creatures, do you remember what I'm talking about? The ones with the 0 abilities? The ones with the 0 abilities, like core enchantress type that. I think that's one. Core. What's the 1-drop that I'm thinking of? The 1-drop core.
I don't know.
It's a I don't know, but it's the core ability. Everybody knows the core ability.
I don't know the core ability.
So this is what the core ability is. Okay, it's just type in core ability in Google, and it will probably pop up with one of the one of the creatures that has it. So the core ability is pay 0 mana : That's very, very important. The colon there is very important. So 0 mana : redirect the next 1 damage from target creature you control to another target creature.
Okay, and so you can just activate that over and over without...
It's an activated ability. Like, it's an activated ability. You can pay 0 mana, and you don't need... Here's a little known fact. You don't need damage to be, like, imminent.
Happening, yeah.
Right. It could just be the next damage. The next time my opponent would deal damage, I'm going to activate this ability. I'm going to do it 1 billion times. You can do it. It's infinite. Like, you can go infinite with the core ability. There's a reason they stopped printing this. Like, there's a reason they stopped bringing these, that core ability back. That one right there, the Outrider N core, has the core ability. So, yeah, 0. 0 mana, and bring this up for these guys too. Like core, Outrider and core. He's a core. He's got flanking, but most importantly, he has the core ability, the classic core ability right here. 0 mana. The next 1 damage that would be dealt to Outrider and core this turn is dealt to target creature you control. So there you go. Like, do you see where I'm going with this? Do you see where I'm going?
Then you just flip power and toughness?
Oh my God, there's so many ways to do that. You can flip power and toughness, but there's also this card called Starlit Sanctum that says, and this was insane. So I literally, as soon as I saw all of these clerics, I was just telling Brad, we need to get foiled versions of this card, Starlit Sanctum. Like, it's so good. And even Daru Spiritualist, even though it's a common, get foils of it. Like, because that card is sick. I think people forgot about that card, and especially whereas they're talking about cores and clerics in the same set, dude. So what you can do is after you activate this core ability and target your Daru Spiritualist or any other cleric that you own for that matter, they get as many times as you want. They get +0, +2. And then you can just activate Starlit Sanctum that says sacrifice a cleric, you gain life equal to that cleric's toughness. Like, there you go, right?
So activate it for 1 billion.
Yeah.
Gain 1 billion life.
Exactly. But then it gets even better. Because if you have cards like About Face or cards like, what's the new one that they just printed? Switch target creature's power and toughness. It's a split card.
God, you are an old man.
Hell yeah, dude. About Face is the original, but they also have blue cards that do this. They have the split red-blue card that does this. But it just switches target creature's power and toughness. And then what you would do is if you had Starlit Sanctum, a cleric, and a core on the board with like 2 open mana, you would just win. Or even 3 open mana. You just win. Because you could be like, all right, swing in with Daru Spiritualist. Oh, you have some tricks and you're going to block it? That's fine. I'll just pump his toughness so he doesn't die. And if he gets through, you can be like, all right, in response, target him 1 billion times, About Face. And then like, they're now facing lethal, so they have to deal with it. And then if they do, you can just be like, all right, response, Starlit Sanctum, sack him, and you lose life equal to his power. Oh my God, it was so good, man. I'm telling you, I know it sounds janky, but it was so good, man. Like the Daru Spiritualist About Face core combo was, at one time, it was one of the most budget decks you could build. It was all commons and uncommons.
Yep.
And it could deal lethal damage very, very quickly. Like, very, very quickly, man.
Yeah, zero cost activated abilities with something that pumps power and toughness based on targeting.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Here's the pop quiz question of the week right here. There was also a card in this janky budget deck way back in the day. It was a 1-drop, 1/1 white creature. And it said, discard a card. This creature gets +0, +4 until end of turn. So you could literally turn 2 people and be like, turn 1, this guy. Turn 2, discard 5 cards and About Face. Like, it was so ridiculous, dude. So ridiculous. There was some good stuff. There was some good stuff that could happen with these cores and clerics and About Face BS that's going on, man. I'm so pumped about it. Like, I love the fact that they're bringing back clerics and cores.
So what card were we talking about that had first excited you about cores? And this is one that I don't think enough people are talking about. I pointed this card out to Mike earlier, and he was like, what? This has core synergies.
Oh, yeah.
Cleric synergies.
Yeah. If Daru Spiritualist is on the board, this guy, like, he's a cleric. Like, you can target this guy. You know, I mean, there's nothing necessarily that comes directly out of this guy from getting targeted, but he's a cleric. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And those classic cleric decks were typically black and white. You know what I mean? With a splash of red for About Face back in the day. But now you can do it with blue.
Based on that Sanctum card being a black-white activated ability, that makes sense.
And, you know, this is sweet, too, because it's, you know, it's one of those cards that's, you know, it can quickly get counters on it, and it's evasive. Like, it's a 3-drop, 2/2 flyer. So, you know, it's evasive. There's nothing too special about it when you first look at it. But the longer that's kind of a good thing, because it can be like a sleeper card. Like,
right. They
just
might not,
by its value alone.
They might not think, I need to use my removal spell on this. But if they use their removal spell on something else on the board, Now this is a 3/3 evasive creature.
And you draw a card.
And you draw a card if that was a cleric.
True, but
Which obviously you're building your deck in that way.
Right.
Like this deck wants to be built with clerics. This wants to use the 1/1 cleric that when it dies, if you play it from the graveyard, you get a 5/5 demon.
And I'm thinking, does this work the way that I think it does, where if it dies, you get to draw a card?
It says another non-token creature.
Okay. No,
it
sorry.
does say another.
Okay, so if it didn't say another, it would work that way. But yeah, it says another. Okay, my bad. But yeah, like, I mean, still pretty sweet though. Like,
So
you kind of have to aim at it, but you don't want to.
for people that are listening, we're talking about Tabarak's Hope's Demise. 2 and a black, legendary creature, demon cleric. So if you want to play, what's the all black? What's the black 2-drop that you can play as many as you want?
Pack rat?
No, you can't play as many pack rats in a deck as you want.
Oh, the rat. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The rat. You can play as...
Nope.
It's got to be a rat.
No, it's the guy, and you can sack 5 of them to make a demon.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Something disciple. Something disciple,
yes.
Yeah. Either way.
But they're clerics. So if this guy was your commander and your deck was 60 of those stupid guys.
Oh, man. Oh, man. If this guy was your commander, you could also run like weird cards like Conspiracy too and turn everybody into a cleric. Oh, my God. Get out of town.
So I just think it's cool that they happen to make it a legend. I mean, Tabarak's, it has a comma, so clearly
it's a legend. I mean, it's a legend. Exactly.
That's a Snapcast fact right there.
It's true, though. Snapcast fact. You heard it here first. If a card has a comma, it's legendary.
Except for Valakut the Molten Pinnacle.
That's not legendary? No, it's not. It's not legendary.
God
damn it. You had to bring that up. Why couldn't you wait for one of them to bring that up and prove me wrong? God damn it.
Well, when I got called out earlier today by Andy, because I was like, oh, man, that card, that Landy card with Ashiok is going to be awesome. We can bring it up. We don't have it up here.
Well, now I actually got to see if Valakut the Molten Pinnacle has a comment in it.
Okay. Let's
we have to see this. I'm in denial. I mean, I'm not really.
You know, Valakut's getting a box topper printing in this set.
Damn it.
I know, right?
All right. So Snapcast fact. Every card besides Valakut the Molten Pinnacle that has a comment in its title is legendary.
If you know of other cards that have a comma in their title and are not legendary,
prove
please.
coolly wrong in the comments this week.
That's the game in this week's comments. Prove coolly wrong.
That's every friggin' week. I mean, let's be serious.
But let's come back to so Tabarak's. I think that not enough people are talking about it. I think that that's kind of a sleeper. They actually in the main spoiler sets right under it is Demon's Disciple. How convenient. This is like a Plague Crafter variant. It's another 2 and a black card. It's a human cleric. When it enters, each player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. So if you play this after Tabarak's gets a counter, you draw a card, you edict your opponent for something.
Wow. Does humans play that card?
Plague Crafter?
No. Okay.
No. I had thought about like that it would be cute in the sideboard, but
that's what I was thinking, like sideboard tech or something.
There is another edict in this set. And I'm happy to go through and look for the heavy hitters, look for stuff that people aren't talking about, or look for the stuff that everybody's talking about.
Dude, by the way, okay, before you roll past this card, this was the big card besides the crab, which we haven't got to yet. But the other big card
are you talking about?
that I saw
here
in this set when I first looked at the spoilers.
I'm crossing my arms for those that aren't watching.
He's crossing his arms. He doesn't know. Does anybody know? Does anyone know what I'm looking at? It's this card right here, Coveted Prize. This card is so sick. This card is nasty. Are you kidding me? This card is nasty. So, okay, 5 mana, right? And it's got this new ability that refers to party, right? So it says it's 5 mana, 4 colorless and 1 black, and it says this spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your party, right? So it could theoretically cost 1 mana. So for 1 mana, right? You got to think of it how it can be broken. For 1 mana, search your library for a card, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. And then, if you have a full party, you cast that spell. You can cast a spell with converted mana cost 4 or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. For 1 mana. Are you kidding me? Like, that's so cool, man. You could.
I mean, you have to have 4 creatures in play because even
True.
changelings only count for 1 of those creatures.
That's fine. That's fine.
I mean, and I agree with you because if you have 2 or 3 and this costs 3 and you can tutor a card to your hand, it's certainly pretty good. I mean,
yeah, but I mean, this just, I think, encourages those like stupid 1-drop enter the battlefield type characters, like, or type creatures where like you play them and your opponent's like, I'm not getting rid of that creature. You know what I mean? I'm not doing this. I'm not getting rid of that creature. Like what's the card? It comes into play and you like scry 4. You know what I'm talking about? It's a 1-drop. It's a wizard, and it's a 1/1 common, I think, blue. And it comes into play, and you like look at the top 4 cards of your library or something like that. Put them back in any order. That's what it says. And dude, you're not getting rid of that card. You're not dumping a removal spell on that card. It's just gonna sit there. No one's wiping that away. Like no one's even worried about that.
yeah.
So you just dump stupid stuff like that down there. You build up your combo deck with these stupid cards. Yeah, I get to scry 4 basically. Look 4 deep. Okay, blam, I got this, and I have my tutor in hand. Like, all right, I got this piece, and I got a whole bunch of dumb 1/1s you're never getting rid of. Now I'm gonna combo off. Like, now I'm gonna go get Hypergenesis, and like, now you're dead. Like, you know,
Right,
what I mean?
but what are you gonna Hypergenesis?
Just get your other piece of the combo. Like, get some Grizzlebrands, get some Emrakuls, like put them in your hand.
So a bunch of 1/1s and a bunch of 7, 8, 9, 10 cards.
Yeah, like I mean, it's basically like
You can only play a 4 cost for free.
Yeah, but Hypergenesis just lets you put them out
into
from
play.
Yeah, so like you just play Hypergenesis for 0, and then it's like it's basically it's a reprint of what card am I thinking about? Eureka, basically, right? Like each player gets to put a creature or whatever from their hand into play, and you keep repeating it till nobody does that. So you just stock your deck with like these ridiculous, dumbass creatures.
Cool. Can you pick a card that anybody's ever heard of that anybody plays in a format?
Dude, that's what I'm saying, dude. People don't think of this stuff. Like, this is insane. Starting with you, each player may put an artifact, creature, enchantment, or land card from their hand into play. Repeat this process until no one puts a card in play. And what that means is it says till no one puts a card in play. So you can put Emrakul the Eon's Torn, and then your opponent's like, oh, I don't have a card to put in. You're like, oh, that's great. I have Ulamog the Infinite Gyre. What do you have? Oh, you have nothing? I have something else. Like, you keep repeating it until nobody does it. So, like, you could literally, I mean, man, this is, I feel like people aren't thinking about that stuff, man. Granted, Hypergenesis is banned in Modern. Do I think it will always be banned in Modern? Hell no, I don't. That card is not busted. You need, like, it's just not busted. There's no way that's busted.
You know, they are doing a Time Spiral remastered set in paper and on Moto. Maybe that would be a good time for them to unban it.
Oh, for sure, man. Like, look at that. I mean, maybe a turn 2 suspend for 3, and like turn 5, each player's dumping their hand. Or you stack your deck with a whole bunch of dumb little 1/1s that people aren't getting rid of. But then when they know it's a deck, then they're going to get rid of them. You know
Then
what I
they're
mean?
going to get rid of them.
It's not busted.
Yeah.
But
You'll have one good tournament with this.
Exactly.
And then everybody's like, kill on sight every creature.
You watch Stover's building this deck. He's going to be like, yep, great idea.
Oh, man. You know what Stover's building? They got some friggin' red cards, mister.
Oh.
Is this the one? Nope. Let me back up. We are looking for Rolling Vortex.
Wow. At the beginning of each, it's 2 mana, 1 red, 1 colorless. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, this deals 1 damage to them. Whenever a player casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, it deals 5 damage to that player, and then pay 1, your opponents can't gain life this turn. Wow.
I think the card that he was talking about was Delay. It's something that says, like, counter target spell next turn, your opponent can cast it for free. or they play it later without paying its mana cost.
Ooh.
So it's like, I'm going to counterspell you, and you can recast it later and take 5.
What was I think, who was it that told us about the French pronunciation of delay? Was that Flag? Kevin Flag? Go check it out, guys. Go check it out. I wouldn't talk about it on YouTube, but just go check it out.
What is
French delay? Pop quiz. How do you pronounce it in French?
This would actually, it just occurred to me that this would also be fun, again, in that Jeskai deck that I was talking about with Spell Queller. Like, oh, would you like to kill my Spell Queller and get your creature back and take 5?
Wow.
So it looks fun. Again, is it going to be good? Who the heck knows?
Well, here's the thing too, dude. Like, think about this in Standard. I mean, granted, it might not be a direct comparison, but when you think about Cavalcade of Calamity and people paying 2 mana for an enchantment that did continuous damage, granted, in those decks they were trying to abuse it, but like in a deck where you might be trying to do that, you know what I mean, where you might be trying to delay your opponent's stuff or like make them cast it later on, I feel like that's viable. And the fact that you can just at any time make them not gain life is insane. Like it makes them play in a certain way, dude.
You know what is going to be in Standard for a while?
Oh, wow.
Is Torbrand, Thane of Redfell.
So you have your 2 of those enchantments in play, and then you cast Torbrand, and on their upkeep, they take 6.
That ends a game quick.
Yeah, like... Oh,
that ends
and then
a
if
game
they get
quick.
rid of Torbrand, they're still taking 2 damage from your 2...
Right?
Yeah, wow.
Then you include in that Relic Robber, who is a 2/2 for 3 with haste. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, they get a 0/1 colorless goblin construct artifact creature token that can't block and deals 1 damage to them every turn.
Oh my god, that's so good.
That doesn't work with Torbrand, unfortunately. But
still,
if you're just talking about repeated, like incremental damage,
it can't block and it can't do any damage. It's just like constant, like, and even if they get rid of Relic Robber, that's so good.
I mean, and there's
so good.
What is the Chandra that the plus is an emblem that deals them 1 damage? 6 mana Chandra.
Yeah. Yep.
So there's a whole bunch of these. So one of the sites that I pulled up, a lot of people I think don't actually know about this site, which is funny. I love this website. What's in Standard? That's the name of the site. What's in Standard? And the cool thing is you see, for those of you that are watching on YouTube, what's about to rotate out when Zendikar Rising comes out in 21 days.
Oh, wow. So you get to, that's actually sweet. So everything in Standard until Q4 2020, all of that box will rotate out.
Yep, we'll have this box.
Wow.
And then the next box.
That's cool.
So we're losing all the Ooh.
That's all right, dude. I was ready for it. Kind of dodged it. Brad just hit me in the face with a microphone.
He had it coming. The Ravnica block, Guilds of Ravnica and Ravnica Legion are out. War of the Spark is out. Hallelujah. I guess nobody will be going 3 fairy into land destruction in Standard. They can't anyway.
They can't anyway, right?
Funny thing, while we're looking at this, this is going to be an atypical rotation.
What do you mean?
Well, so we haven't really talked much about MTG Finance this cast. But historically, the best time to pick up cards that are playable in Eternal formats are right at Standard rotation. So like you would think in a normal year when Guilds of Ravnica and Ravnica Legions rotate, this is going to be a great time to get your Assassin's trophies.
Yeah.
And all of your Shocklands.
You would think.
You would think. They're not going to get any cheaper. Nobody's playing them. Nobody's selling them. There are no events. There are no GPs where vendors are buying these cards up. Like the prices that these cards have now in paper are largely already determined by their Eternal playability.
Yeah. It's kind of true. Like, because people are playing them in Commander. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And which is like the only format you can really play with your friends right now. You know what I mean?
Right, you're playing it in your safe circle of people, your bubble.
Exactly. So yeah, that's a very interesting point. We're losing a core set here too. What do we lose in core set 2020?
I'm glad you asked.
Oh man, look at this. I love that you anticipate my questions.
So we're over at Echo MTG, and I'm looking for core set 2020. And I'm going to look at what the most valuable cards are in that set.
Ooh.
Field of the Dead
Yeah, that's pretty
banned
good.
is the most valuable card in core set 2020.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, according to this site right now.
Oh, these are foil versions of the card.
No, the foil is off to the right.
Is that the regular version of the card? Is $17?
It has been going up and up and up.
I feel so good, dude. All right. Victory story. I bought a playset that included a foil for $8. I feel so good about that. Why can't you be happy about my successes, Brad?
On this podcast, I told you to buy foil Sorin Imperious Bloodlords for $10 less than a month ago. They're 15.
Yep, that's not bad.
And this says they're going down, but I'm going to click on it.
Yeah.
The foils are trending up, and the non-foils are roughly trending down, but since April, they have generally been trending up.
Yep. I will definitely be looking for more of that card. I am in full support of... Well, by the way, bring that back up.
What?
Sorin? Yeah, Sorin. It has to be a vampire card, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Why?
I was just wondering if it mentioned another creature type such as cleric.
No,
it's straight vampire. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was like, in which case, dude, I might just get me some more of those right away.
Leyline of the Void.
Oh, that's rotating out. It's down to $8. Oh.
Veil of Summer.
Veil of Summer's rotating out, and it's up 5%. That's worth just about as much as Leyline of the Void right now. That's so ridiculous to me.
An uncommon.
Yeah.
They have had some mythic uncommons, man. Now, so here's my thing. Like, Golos. Let's look at Golos. Look at that foil. But, and they show a general trend line down in the bottom that...
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. Are you going to wait till rotation to buy Golos? I mean, we were talking about it probably way back here.
Yeah, probably at least back in April at some point we were talking about Golos. I remember at first I was like, nah, dumb. And guess what? I built a Golos commander deck. It's so good. Yeah. It's so good.
I don't want to talk about it. I have PTSD from playing against your Golos commander deck.
It's so good.
But there isn't, I mean, prove me wrong in a month or in, say 45 days, 15 days after rotation. I don't think you're going to see this card plummet with the rotation price drop that we're accustomed to.
Especially with the foil, because you know that the foil went up in that price because of Commander.
Yeah.
And you're definitely not going to see a drop when it rotates out, man. That card is so good. We're losing Lotus Field too. That has consistently been a $5 card for the life of it.
Right. And again, looking at its price trajectory. Now this one is interesting. It's sort of roughly been going down, but since July, August, September, the foil has been consistent. But again, what is this price going to do because of rotation? Like, how is rotation going to impact this? Right. How many people are playing Lotus Field in Standard in paper?
In Modern too, it's
well,
just...
here's the thing: Modern doesn't rotate.
Yeah, that's true.
So the date change of rotation.
I see what you mean. Yeah, no one's playing this card in Standard. Yep.
The price is not predicated on Standard.
Right.
So rotation is not going to impact the price. That's my proposition.
That's really good. And I think just looking at Lotus Field, I mean, that's a $5 card at least all day, right? Any time.
I wonder, can we sort? We can. You can sort by rarity.
Oh, that's sweet.
Of course, actually getting to what I want, which is mythics.
Losing Sorin, Chandra.
So when you say losing, I'm looking at this and thinking, what am I gaining?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, okay, these cards are going out of standard. But if there's a card in this mythic list that has eternal play, the price is not going to get lower because of rotation.
All the Cavaliers are cycling out too.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. That might be the time. I would say Cavaliers would probably be the time to get those, right? Like, I mean, they're probably not going much lower, but when they do, Tef 3, baby. That's right, Tech 4. Tef 3. He's rotating out.
Tef 3.
Yep. I mean, but that's a card that's like, it's been through the ringer already. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, it's got a ban. It's already
we're talking.
out.
So he's talking about War of the Spark cards that are rotating. Let's take a look. High value War of the Spark cards that are rotating. Okay, excluding the ridiculous Japanese alternate art.
Yep.
The most valuable card in this set is Finale of Devastation.
Wow.
A mythic rare. It's not going to get cheaper. This was not played in standard at all. It's a great commander card.
It's a great modern card.
Yeah. Right. It sees a little play in modern. Is it ever going to be cheaper than it is today? But between now and the next reprint.
I don't know, dude. It was down to $10 at one point. And that was while it was in standard.
Right. But again, I think we just had this conversation. Standard did not drive this price.
Exactly.
So since April, this card has basically done nothing but climb.
Yeah, it's so good.
Plus minus a little bit. Obviously, the foil diverges at some point, goes on its own way. Sweet. I can pitch my foil.
Nasty.
But this is not going to be a typical rotation. This is not going to be a rotation where you look for these cards to tank to a third of their standard value.
Right. I mean, even Karn the Great Creator, it looks like we're losing here or is rotating out. And it's at the highest price it's ever been. Like, remember when we were talking about this? Like, how come no one's buying this card at $4? And like now, you know, it's, what is this? I mean, it's still like $6 and it's about to rotate out. $6? No, it's $9.
Yeah.
$9 is about to rotate out, dude. People are picking up on the value in other formats. They're like, this card is
has
sick.
nothing to do with standard.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with standard. Thank you, Tech4, for the comment. I wasn't even sure if we were actually live.
Got my playset of cards for $5. No way.
Stop it, man. This shirt cannot withstand a nipple erection of a $5 playset of cards.
Goodbye, dude. Goodbye. So, all right. We got to talk about this card.
What card are we talking
I've
about?
alluded to it in the beginning part of the podcast. It is, in my opinion, the best card that they've spoiled so far.
Okay, we're going back to spoiler.
I'm a little biased.
Oh, okay, I know what we're talking about.
I'm a little biased, but it is Ruin Crab. Hedron Crab 2.0, dude. You guys don't even understand how good this card is, right? Let me talk about this. One mana. It's a Hedron Crab 2.0, okay? So first of all, it's a little stronger than Hedron Crab. It's a 0/3 for 1 mana. It can block a Goblin Guide.
That's big.
That's big, dude. It can block a Goblin Guide, all right? But here's the most important part of this. So think of the Hedron Crab ability, right? Landfall, opponent, target player mills 3 cards. Landfall. That's Hedron Crab. Ruin Crab says each opponent mills 3 cards.
Why does that matter, Mike?
Leyline of Sanctity against mill. Okay? I can't even tell you how many times I was brewing modern mill decks. And I was like, yeah, you know what really sucks is just Leyline of Sanctity, dude. And so that forced you to run cards like Manic Scribe because it comes into play and each opponent mills 3. And then if you have Delirium, each opponent mills 3 on their upkeep. So you had to run dumb cards like that sometimes that you would just rather have a Hedron Crab that works around a Leyline. You know what I mean?
So if you wanted to play a dumb deck, you had to play dumb cards.
If you want to play a dumb deck, you didn't even have good cards to play.
I'm just see that was just me putting out an incendiary flag to see if Jason Clark is in the chat because he is also super excited about this.
Dude,
card.
this is the best card in my book so far that I've seen. I love this card because it gets around Leyline for modern mill decks, dude. That is so good. I mean, that is so good, dude. Granted, some people are going to say, yeah, you can't target yourself. Well, the only reason why, like, you know, people targeted themselves with Hedron Crab
Vengevine.
is, yeah, Vengevine decks. Like, it's
Drill,
because
baby, drill.
Yeah, it's because there wasn't a better card to target yourself with. You know what I mean? Now, mill decks are immune to that ley line of sanctity. You know what I mean? It's because now you have Mesmeric Orb, which does not target. You have Ruin Crab, which does not target. And those are heavy, heavy hitters right there.
Yeah, but you
Like-
still don't get Trap or what's the Demir one?
The Demir counterspell / kill.
No,
thing,
the
or-
blue-black mill 10.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah. Of course you're gonna lose some cards. Like it's gonna do some damage. But the
But
point
this
is,
is going to get around the biggest
Mill could
effect.
still win around a ley line. That was the thing. If you didn't push the pressure, Mill could still win around ley line. You needed ley line and pressure to beat Mill. Like
They even did
unless
it.
you were Burn.
So one of the things that we didn't point out, any card that has landfall in this set has a special art treatment version. Do you know what the theme is for these special art treatments?
No, what
it's
is it,
really
dude?
interesting. They're supposed to be classic travel poster art.
What?
So like 70s travel posters were super vibrant colors. I think this is not a very good example, but one of the other cards that's a famous landfall card that has been reprinted
Lotus Cobra.
is Lotus Cobra. Oh,
Oh.
let's see if I can do this without. Boop.
Oh man.
Like, go to Brazil, Lotus Cobra.
Oh man, look at that. Vibrant colors with sharp lines.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And so that was.
I mean,
that
I
was
guess it kind of has the same style border as the Ruin Crab, though.
right, and it's this lined edge border. So we
Yeah.
haven't really even talked about the expeditions, the box toppers,
Oh yeah.
the fetch lands, the new canopy, the new Cavern of Souls,
Oh man,
the new Seachrome Coast, the new Blackcleave Cliffs.
they're doing it again. They're bringing back these expedition crazy cards, dude. Like this is awesome. This is awesome.
Next week, we'll talk more about those. I think just we have a better idea. Right now, it's crazy. You can only crack foils, I think, in collector boosters. You get them as box toppers in a full box of the set, but they're non-foils. You get 2 non-foil box toppers in some products, not in others. So people don't even know where to get them. It's like the Wild West of Magic products because they're releasing the set booster, the draft booster, the collector booster, your mama's booster. Like, you don't know what kind of a card you're going to get in one pack. And I understand in a way that makes it fun. But, I mean, I'm not saying that we're the most informed content creators in the Magic the Gathering universe, but I can't tell you for certain right now what pack you can open a foil Scalding Tarn in.
Wow. Yeah, that's an interesting point, dude.
They have announced Modern Horizons 2 will be coming in the next year, and that is promised to have enemy fetch lands in it.
Ooh, man.
God
Tech
damn
Force-
it, Tech 4.
All right, now you got to tell us because now we need to get this information out there. Like now we need to know exactly where you can crack a foil Tarn from. Is it from a special pack or is it from like I mean is it from any OG Zendikar? You friggin' joke! You had me on a rant.
You sir are killing me. That was excellent.
GG. That was well played. Well played. Yeah, man. But how about that damn Ruin Crab? How about it? Are you guys as excited about that as I am? That card is nasty. I am definitely reassembling once again my modern mill deck, and I'm going to have a goddamn blast, dude.
I got to say, Andy, I feel like I just got rickrolled.
You did hard.
I did hard.
We did. I went with it. I went down the path. I was eating the breadcrumbs.
I can only let this play for 15 seconds. I am really excited about this set. I am excited about all the announcements that they've made for the new sets that are coming out this year. Just to skip over it really quickly, after this, we're getting Mike's feeling about the new mana leak.
There's a new mana leak? That's my feelings
All
about
right,
it.
let's go.
Hold on.
Let's go look at it.
Yeah, we got to see it. So what do we got here? Is it, what's that? Is that Conundrum card?
No. I feel like I'm going to know it when I see it, but I obviously, there we go. Anti-cognition.
Anti-cognition. Mike Cooley's official feelings. It's the first time I've seen this
Reading
card.
this for the first time.
All right, 2 mana, 1 blue, 1 colorless, instant, of course. Counter target creature or planeswalker spell unless its controller pays 2. If an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, instead counter that spell, then scry 2.
I think not. Fleck on the mind sensor.
I don't like that it's creature or planeswalker. I don't like that. I feel like if you're gonna have this is just being honest. If you're gonna have a spell that counters a very limited amount of spells, don't make it cost 2 mana. Don't make it cost 2 mana. Dispel, very good because it's 1 mana. You're limited, you're limited on what you can counter, but the upside is it's only 1 mana. When you need it, it's really good. You know
So
what I mean?
Andy missed that, but he caught me trying to say that Ashiok the Dream Render was great with the land destruction card. Rip me, Tech 4.
Rip
me a new arsehole.
Oh man. Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. It's just not great. If it said counter target spell unless they pay 2, then counter it in scry 2, I'd be all over it. But Drown in the Lock, I think if you're saying that because I'm a big Mill fan, Drown in the Lock beats that all day. Not only can it kill a creature, but it can counter a spell, any spell for 2 mana.
Man, Drown in the Lock, that is definitely one that is underappreciated right now. I will absolutely go to bat 100% for Drown in the Lock. That is
so good.
An eternal playable card that
So good.
has not found its peak in playability yet.
Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know how it's getting slept on so much. Our format's so busted right now where Drown in the Lock is not good. I don't know, man. That card is so good. It counters. Look at it always look at a card for how it can be busted, right? This card says destroy a creature or counter a spell for 2 mana. Are you kidding? That's so good.
So, if you haven't already, WotC does have a Zendikar debut, announcement day recap. They show some of the sweet planeswalkers we've already talked about last week, the frames. This, what did I call it? Travel agency art style. That is very cool for all the landfall stuff. But what I want to get to, we're not going to talk about the flip lands. You all know what the flip lands do.
Pretty cool.
The box toppers. I'm not a fan of some of these. I like this treatment. On Marsh Flats, I think that this doesn't stand out to me too badly.
Well,
On Polluted Delta, it doesn't stand out to me too badly.
yeah.
But when I look at it on Arid Mesa, I don't like that red. I like the Verdant Catacombs.
Yeah. Misty Rainforest is classic, but still new. It's not bad.
I don't like the Cavernous Souls. It's not shown here. We're gonna skip on that.
Yeah.
Because I just want to talk about. They did tell us what the next upcoming sets were. Kaldheim is the Viking set. Strixhaven is the Harry Potter set.
Oh.
Dungeons and Dragons Adventures in the Forgotten Realms is a Magic the Gathering set based entirely on Dungeons and Dragons. So you will actually be able to fire a magic missile at a block of ooze.
Oh my god. Oh my god. All I gotta say is I gotta eat my words. When they started printing the Godzilla stuff, I was like, this is stupid. Don't go into other franchises. Then they started printing Walking Dead stuff. I think they heard our podcast. They were like, hey, you're a fan of Walking Dead? How's this, a-hole? Why don't you take this? And now you print as much as you want. You better be giving me Rick Grimes. You better be giving me Daryl. Look at this. Look at this. This is the Walker from episode 1.
I'm sorry this happened to you. Rick Grimes flavor text.
Yeah, I'm getting, oh man. Anybody who has that token, you got to buy her right here. You got to buy her.
I honestly, and I posted about this again on Facebook, but I think that this Explorer with Yargle And this Fatal Push, where he's playing flick football with the dude, those are going to be uber collectible.
Oh, man.
I don't think that the Yargle Opt is special. I don't think that the Yargle Anger of the Gods necessarily is special. Swords to Plowshares, kind of cool.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm just so fired up about The Walking Dead. But whenever you
And the
pronounce a Rick Grimes quote, bro, you got to say it in the voice. You got to do your best Rick Grimes impression.
All right, give me your best Rick Grimes before we head out of here.
I'm going to need a pistol, but it would sound something like this.
I don't want to go into the other room.
I'm sorry this happened to you. Bam! Mic drop.
You have been listening to the Snapcast podcast with BAM!
And Brad O'Brien.
We are excited about all of these upcoming sets. If you enjoyed our conversation and hanging out with us, please like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate you every week. We'll see you next time.
Spread the podcast,
Not the
not
plague.
the plague.